Imagine a world so cold that metal snaps, breath turns to ice, and, well, survival is a daily trial. Now, picture a wild bear, driven by need, stepping out of the deep forest to seek help from a human. What does this reveal about the boundaries of animal intelligence and the ties between species? The story that follows is not a fable, it is a real event from Siberia, a land known for its punishing winters and remoteness. Here, the temperature plunged to an almost unimaginable -71 degrees Celsius, setting the stage for a remarkable encounter. The details are startling and, honestly, they challenge our perceptions of animal behavior and interspecies relationships. In these frozen lands, the line between life and death is razor thin. Both humans and animals must use every means possible to endure. This essay will explore the extraordinary event of a wild bear bringing her ailing cub to the home of an elderly woman and what this means for our understanding of nature. As we journey through this story, we will uncover the science behind animal adaptation, analyze the intelligence displayed, and reflect on the rare moments when the wild seeks help from humanity. Siberia is often described as the heart of Russia's wilderness. It stretches across 13.1 million square kilometers, covering nearly 77% of Russia's land area. Within this vast region lies the village of Oymyakon, which holds the record for the coldest inhabited place on Earth. In 1924, temperatures here dropped to -71.2 degrees Celsius, or -96.2 degrees Fahrenheit. At such temperatures, exposed skin freezes in minutes. Vehicles often run continuously, as motors become brittle and shatter if allowed to rest. For animals, finding food is an hourly battle. The rivers and lakes freeze solid, and the air is so cold that it can kill the unprepared. The people who live here have adapted over centuries, developing unique clothing and survival strategies. For the wildlife, adaptation is a matter of evolution. Yet even the toughest creatures can be pushed to the brink by illness, hunger, or injury. It is in this environment that our story unfolds. The severity of the climate is central to understanding why a wild bear might approach a human dwelling, a behavior almost unheard of under normal circumstances. One late January morning, as the sun struggled to rise above the icy horizon, 80-year-old Olga Ivanova heard scratching at her wooden door. Cautiously, she opened it to find a wild brown bear, gaunt with exhaustion, standing just outside. At the bear's feet lay a small cub, barely moving. Olga lived alone on the edge of the forest, accustomed to the silence and the biting cold. She knew the risks of wild animals, but the sight before her was different. The mother bear did not growl or threaten. Instead, she nudged her cub toward the warmth of the house. For several tense minutes, Olga watched as the bear waited, her breath steaming in the frozen air. It was a silent plea for help. Gathering her courage, Olga brought out scraps of food and a blanket, placing them near the cub. The mother bear watched closely, but did not interfere. This extraordinary act of trust between a wild animal and a human was shaped by desperation. The bear's choice to approach a human for help speaks volumes about animal perception and intelligence, particularly under extreme duress. Bears are among the most intelligent mammals. They possess keen memories, problem-solving skills, and an acute sense of their environment. The decision of the mother bear to seek assistance from a human suggests a remarkable level of reasoning. Research indicates that animals can interpret human intentions and emotional states. Some wild animals faced with dire circumstances may take calculated risks that they would otherwise avoid. The mother bear likely sensed a difference between Olga and a potential threat. Studies conducted by animal behaviorists reveal that mother bears are exceptionally devoted. They teach cubs to hunt, recognize danger, and seek shelter. When all options failed, the bear's instinct to protect her cub overrode her natural fear of humans. Instances of wild animals seeking help are rare but documented. They offer profound insights into the flexibility and depth of animal cognition, especially when survival is at stake. Siberian bears have evolved to endure temperatures that would kill most mammals. Their thick fur provides insulation, while layers of fat protect against cold and starvation. During the harshest months, many bears hibernate, slowing their metabolism to conserve energy. However, not all bears are able to hibernate successfully. Illness, injury, or lack of fat reserves can leave them vulnerable. Cubs are especially at risk since their smaller bodies lose heat quickly and they really rely on their mother's milk and protection. Scientists have studied the physiological changes that occur in bears during extreme cold. Their blood circulation shifts to protect vital organs, and their heart rate drops. Yet, when sickness strikes, even these adaptations may fall short. This backdrop explains why a bear would risk approaching a human home. The 71 degrees below 0 Celsius temperature is a threshold that very few living beings can cross unaided. Survival sometimes demands breaking the boundaries between species. Recent studies have really expanded our understanding of bear intelligence and social behavior. Researchers have actually documented bears using tools, navigating complex environments, and even showing empathy toward injured peers. These findings, honestly, challenge the traditional view of bears as solitary, instinct-driven animals. Tracking data from GPS-collared bears in Siberia, for example, shows that they can traverse hundreds of kilometers in search of food when supplies run low. They remember the locations of berry patches, salmon runs, and even human settlements. Behavioral ecologists have also observed bears modifying their strategies based on past interactions with humans. In rare cases, some have approached villages in non-aggressive ways, displaying what seems like an understanding of human boundaries. The episode of the bear and her cub at Olga's doorstep, adds to a growing body of evidence. It suggests that, faced with extraordinary circumstances, bears are capable of making nuanced choices that really blur the line between wild instinct and conscious reasoning. Siberia is home to a diverse array of wildlife, all adapted in unique ways to the relentless cold. Alongside the brown bear, species such as the Siberian tiger, lynx, reindeer, and Arctic fox thrive here. Each has developed strategies for coping with the sparse resources and extreme temperatures. Animal populations are closely tied to environmental changes. In recent decades, climate shifts and human encroachment have altered migration routes and food supplies. Bears, in particular, are increasingly forced to range further in search of sustenance. Human settlements are scattered and often isolated. Encounters between people and wildlife are inevitable, especially in years of poor harvest or deep cold. These interactions are sometimes marked by conflict, but also by moments of unexpected cooperation. Understanding the broader ecosystem really helps explain why a mother bear would bring her cub to a human home. It's a testament to the interwoven fates of all who call Siberia home. Throughout Siberian history, humans and animals have shared both space and struggle. Indigenous peoples like the Evenki and Yakut have long coexisted with bears, respecting them as powerful spirits and neighbors. Modern Russians in remote regions often report encounters with wildlife, particularly during harsh winters. Data collected from the Russian Ministry of Natural Resources shows that bear-human encounters increase by up to 40% in years of extreme cold. Most are non-violent, as animals are drawn by the scent of food or the warmth of settlements. Maps of incident reports reveal hotspots near villages and along migration corridors. While some encounters end in tragedy, others, like Olga's, offer a glimpse of mutual aid and understanding. These stories remind us that the boundaries between wild and human are not fixed. In the harshest conditions, empathy and intelligence can bridge the gap, if only for a moment. The sight of a wild bear, desperate yet trusting, at the door of an elderly woman in -71 degrees Celsius Siberia, challenges us to rethink our relationship with nature. It's a story of survival, intelligence, and unexpected alliances formed in the crucible of adversity. Throughout this essay, we've explored how extreme environments push both humans and animals to their limits. Scientific research confirms that bears, like many creatures, possess remarkable adaptive abilities and intelligence. Sometimes, these qualities lead them to seek help across the species divide. As climate change and human expansion reshape the wilderness, such encounters may become more common or more perilous. The future of human-animal coexistence remains uncertain. Will we choose to foster understanding and respect, or will conflict prevail as resources dwindle? The answer may depend on our willingness to recognize the shared intelligence, vulnerability, and resilience that bind all life on this frozen earth.